Three, two, one, clap for audio. Welcome to the AfrOtaku for the Fans episode 2. This is the podcast where we talk about anime, manga, and everything else. I am Player 5, and I'm joined here by my co-host who will introduce himself now.
What's going on? It's Jugguh.
And today, with all the For the Fans episodes, we are joined here by some of our members of our community who will also introduce themselves now. Let's go ahead and start with Chuku.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name's Chuku. You know what I'm saying? I hailing all the way from California. I just wanted to, tap in and talk to the fellas. I really enjoy the platform. And I really appreciate the content you guys give. So it's a no-brainer to finally get a chance to actually talk some anime finally.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good to have you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, next up, we got Brandon.
Well, hi, I'm Brandon, Bwunderz on all social media platforms. I am the token Jew for this episode, and I'm ready to talk some anime. I've been trying to blend the idea of doing stand up with weeb culture because I think there's been a divide on weeb culture. I think we're on the right side of it. I think a lot of people have gotten soft, but I think but I think we should be proactive and being funny always.
Hey, much appreciated.
That's what's up.
Very much appreciated, bro. Good vibes.
Some people, I literally, just to add this little anecdote, we were at a con one time, and I was talking shit about Rock Lee, and literally somebody walked out of the convention. I'm like, you can't be that soft. Come on.
Wait for Rock Lee. Wait, I mean. Okay, I don't want to interrupt.
Oh yeah, I want to go to.
Yeah, Player 5. Hold up. Let's not start this yet. We're still in intros.
Whole thing.
We still in intros.
But last but not least, we got LA West. Tell us something.
I'm LA West. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm happy to be here.
Okay. All right, good to have you, man. Good to hear you.
Appreciate it.
Man, likewise, man. All the way from Arkansas.
My video's
So
been,
Hell yeah!
it's been going good this entire time.
It really
I'm
has.
hearing you okay now. So whatever you're doing looks like you're doing something right.
Word, what's it like to see the stars at night?
man.
Well,
Apparently indescribable.
yeah. All right. Well, currently, we having some tech issues. I'm give him his chance to speak his piece a little later. But what we gonna do, without further ado, you guys weren't able to see this. This is background stuff. We have been dealing with technical issues for like an hour, something crazy. But we came here to talk anime. So real quick, before we get into our discussions, I kind of want to know from each of y'all, like, what's your favorite anime? What's your anime preferences? Things like that. And to give you an idea of like what I'm looking for, I'll just go ahead and talk about mine real quick. Once again, I'm Player 5. I love I would tell you an odd thing about me that with anime is that I love romance and slice of life anime. I'm that dude that's like sitting there watching these slice of lives, these like they're literally doing nothing. That's me. I love them. One of my favorite anime is Toradora. It has zero action. It's just a dude and a girl going through things.
Really good.
So yeah, who wanna say something?
4 of Toradora.
I mean, personally for me, like I think I'm like a general, I guess the usual. Like I like a protagonist. I mean, but one thing I can say as someone who's watched quite a bit, like I can say we probably all gotten sick of like that same predictable storyline where we always kind of like, as anime fans, I'm sure you guys always are able to like just predict the outcomes of things just based on like your different inferences of watching different shows. But for me, I just do, I like a twist every now and then. Like I do like things that like, that throw me for a loop. I think that's why, I mean, I like Hunter, Hunter. Yeah, like that show, it made me, because I was kind of late. I'm not late on it, but I was like, I finally got to like watch it and like to actually appreciate the story and like just watching like like Gon's character. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's interesting to see like how he grew and like where.
Can I ask which Hunter?
Huh?
Can I ask which Hunter?
Which one?
Yeah.
I was probably asking like you talking about like the 2011 one or like the OG old school one.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I think I'm talking more about like the OG one. Yeah.
Okay.
The OG, yeah. But like,
OG
I mean,
was better.
I like,
Yes.
yeah, like I that show is just crazy to me. Like I was like, what? Wait, you know, when they brought in the Chimera ants and all that, it was an interesting like, and then just the concept of just like, you know, I don't know, man. Like Miriam, like that. The whole thing was just like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and the parallels that I had kind of like. Sorry to take a lot of this, but like I also hold like I talk about Full Metal Alchemist a lot too because that show creeps me out because of how real to life it is. Like I feel like it was always
Brotherhood.
Well, okay, I would say I like Brotherhood. I did like the regular one too, but I like the Brotherhood story. The Brotherhood story to me was just way better.
I think Brotherhood is probably like from when I talk to other weebs is like the most rewatchable anime.
Yeah, exactly. I can agree with that for sure.
All right, yeah, those are pretty awesome anime. You know.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like a pretty well-rounded like fan of anime, but like in terms of like my favorite would be like detective like anime, like mystery shit. I used to try to like think it wasn't, but like some of my favorite shit was like Paranoia Agent and Case Closed on Toonami and shit.
Case Closed.
Case Closed
was my
Case
shit.
Closed.
But then like
that wasn't bad.
That suspicion was only confirmed this year when like Erased got dropped. Like show is so good. Like so fucking good.
We did a whole.
Why do the good shows like this is a great topic? It seems like all of the shows we've enjoyed, I can definitely say they always get dropped, and it's like, what's the meaning of that? Can anyone ever explain that to you? How sometimes
I think that
I can.
I think that sometimes they get dropped because, or like sometimes the story is finished, right? And one of the biggest issues, like you even said, that we all watch these shonen, and then after a while we get tired because they got the same plot, and it gets predictable, and that's like a shonen thing. Is they just like, bro, we don't give a fuck about the story. We about to keep rolling. I ain't gonna talk no names, but One Piece, you feel me?
Make this guap, man.
So I just feel like some anime, like Erased, which I think is one of the best anime in all of existence,
100%.
It's like, yo, we told our story, and we stopped.
Absolutely.
I got you. I could respect that too. Yeah, I could.
Dude, I was trying for like 3 weeks straight, especially because during this like pandemic, there's not a lot of stand up going on. I was trying for 3 weeks to make a joke about Erased like work, and I was like going into how like moms watch detective shows and like all this shit, and my whole point was like at the very end of the show, is kind of creepy. Because when you do the math, like he met that girl when she was 17, and then like the year they met in the altered future, she just happens to be exactly 21 years old. It's like a little weird.
Yeah,
it's like setup, about grooming. It's weird.
The grooming is there. I feel like that's one of those things in Japan where like their morals are a bit different than ours, and we Americans are like, ooh, that's cringe for us.
Okay,
like,
the way, it's so funny. The way Sasuke like was grooming Sakura to just be his like bottom, like.
Hold on.
Oh boy! Hold on. You just opened up Pandora's box, bro.
They are the same age. They can't groom each other. That's just an abusive relationship.
I was just more so saying how he just, let's just be real. Sasuke is really pimping out here, bro. He really was pimping out here. Like he really was on his like Bishop Magic Don Juan, like he really was like watch episodes of Naruto, like even before like Shippuden, like when they were little, he was just like play her to the back, bro.
So real quick,
I mean that's her fault.
Real quick,
that's her fault.
I would like to.
that's hilarious.
let's get us back on track, and let's
My
give LA West his chance to speak.
Oh, for sure, man. My fault, LA.
All right, now, am I on? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, well, yeah, we hear you,
Now,
bro.
in my case, what I prefer in anime in general is creativity. That's honestly the most thing that I feel. So I feel like in order to make a story creative, a short series, like a 12-episode series, it always leaves me wanting more. Sometimes, like, there are plenty of great 12-episode series, don't get me wrong. But I find it fascinating, a series that can keep going and yet still be creative. I don't like the predictability bullcrap, like y'all was saying. I don't like the trope where, well, the main character is going to win because they're the main character. Duh.
Exactly.
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
I can agree that I can agree that I find it fascinating if they're able to do that, but like, what if they're not, and then you're just, wasting a lot of people's time. Like, I'm a big like short anime guy. Like, if I can watch something in a day or 2 days, like, I get a full kind of like story out of it. Like to me that's like what anime like should feel like.
I feel like that's where anime is definitely going, like, because people have such little patience, and people are very, what's the word? Not judgmental, but they are just so fixated on like moving on to the next thing. But life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you have to deal with bullcrap, or sometimes if you want to be great, you have to go through the boring part. I describe it as like a balloon, the balloon effect. If you want a balloon, like, the best way to play with it is to pop it. But if you don't put enough build up, like pumping up the air into the balloon, then when you try to pop it, it's like this little bitty fizz. Like, it's
but when you
cool
but when you hold
but then you just kind of forget about it.
But when you hold on to the balloon for too long, eventually it floats up
That's
into
also
the air and causes pollution.
What I was going to say, wait, am I out again? Okay.
Yeah, no, you good.
What I was going to say is, you also have to be careful, because if you blow the balloon up too much, either like what you said is a danger, but also it could pop prematurely before you're ready for it.
Right.
It's actually a very unique skill to have a long-running series, still be interesting, still keep your attention, not rehash things. Like, it's actually a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, I would argue that
you're definitely right about that, bro. It is extremely hard to keep a show going and keep people, especially like seasoned anime fans. Like, it is extremely hard to keep a seasoned anime
because they start looking for the secret. They start looking for, I've seen this before. He ain't gonna die.
I would say
stuff like that.
I kind of agree with Bwunderz here, in that yes, what you're saying is true, but so few anime, right? Like, we could probably name one if we're lucky that does that well. It's like, what's the point of pouring all your eggs into that basket? Because then you're gonna be 600 episodes deep and be like, oh fuck, they got me on bleach. They bleached me again.
Now, okay, Bleach.
By the way, hype for the new episode.
We don't defend Bleach on this podcast.
No, I'm not gonna defend it. I'm gonna say I said Bleach is low down. Okay. Bleach
I'm hyped for the new episodes. I don't know about
I am too, but no one. I promise, no anime can waste time like Bleach wastes time. They have
that's true. Yeah.
No one looks at me strange when I say I watch Bleach by skipping the fillers.
Yeah, you should.
Like, what? You don't?
Dragon Ball Z might have had the most filler of all time, bro. Like,
but at least we were entertained by those fillers.
Yeah. At the same time, though, those fillers were at an age where, like, I feel like most anime watchers didn't even know it was filler. You was like, yeah, bro.
We did
Goku
it.
know how to drive.
I think we were all
I remember
fools.
being so hyped for the Cell Saga. Like, the Cell Saga, man.
Yeah, but like looking back on it, it's like, oh, there was an episode where like Piccolo and Goku learned how to like drive a car. That probably didn't.
Oh, we don't
happen
talk
in the
about that.
manga.
What are you?
That episode was
why you gotta bring that up?
hilarious. What?
That
It's
episode
very
hilarious.
funny. It's very funny. But like,
They
you
can
know, would
fly.
I
There's
have
no need
would,
for a car.
would I have skipped it if I cared about what you know, Akira Toriyama wanted in the show that was DBZ? Yeah, probably.
But I mean, I think like low key, I want to touch on that point in general because we keep talking about, you know, these anime that's been running for so long, and like at least us as a generation have been there at least close to its actual inception, right? So my question, I guess, like for this topic is that, do we think we would be that willing to start an anime that's just now beginning with the potential to grow to like a
Absolutely.
One Piece height or Bleach height? And if that's the case or not the case, then is it more so that these anime that have been running for so long is simply because of the time that it actually began? And the biggest reason why we're still watching these guys is for, well, nostalgia, for like to summarize the actual word. Because I mean, let me ask you this in LA West. Like, if you had no idea that One Piece was going to be as long as it did, with the kind of fill arcs as it did, with some of the, you know, we'll just say craziness as it has, that you would actually still stick with it if you started Ep1 right now, and then was like, you know, years on, still going to be with it? I mean, I just think that is something to think about.
And do you want to know how I know? Because that's exactly how I got into One Piece.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait, pause. Wait, when did you start?
I started when I was 12.
Oh,
and I
well,
tried
I mean,
to
that's still
hate
12.
the series.
I mean,
No. I mean, but like you said, I had no idea what this was going to be, how long it was going to be. I had no idea what I was getting into.
What I'm saying is that, like, when you're at that age, though, and like, okay, let me ask you this: was One Piece like one of your first animes, like your first 10 that you actually watched?
No, One Piece was not one of my first animes, but it was one of my first animes that I knew was an anime.
Now I got a question.
I've watched anime long before.
If you never watched One Piece, like let's say today you've never seen it, and somebody was like, "Yo, you want to start this from episode 1," and you know it's 1,000 chapters deep, would you start One Piece today?
No.
See, and honestly, that is what a lot of people turned off. Me myself, yeah, well, I would probably do it, but I would have to not hear anything about it, because the problem is not necessarily that how long it is, even though a lot of people do hate, I'm not gonna say hate it, but they get scared off by that or intimidated. But it's about what they hear about it as well. Because like if I didn't watch it, then how did I know it was 100 or 1,000 something chapters? How did I know? I had to have heard it from somebody, which most likely I've heard things, you know, from like other things about the show. Like people tell me what to look for or what to like.
Yeah,
and
but that guy has to be the best hype man ever. Like
to hype up One Piece. To sell
word. Yeah, but see, this is what I was saying. You know, the viewers missed it when we were off camera, but this is what I was saying when I said I have like a boomer mentality on anime. Is like, you know, like I think fucking Bleach should have ended after they finally defeated Aizen in fake Karakura. Like I think Black Clover should have ended like 8 episodes ago. Really, I think after they defeated the devil, I think Black Clover. I truly believe. I think a time skip and then we're done.
I gotta jump in here, because what I'm seeing here is that we got 2 separate schools of thought on anime, and Bwunderz is on one complete end and LA West is on the other. I gotta say now I'm in the middle here. Now I get you. Some anime need to cut it, end it. But Black Clover, I feel like is the successor, the spiritual successor to One Piece. If any anime right now can run 1,000 episodes, I'm not saying that it's there. I'm saying that Black Clover is the closest to being another 1,000 chapter.
I agree with you on
I
that.
absolutely do not. Wait.
I feel like there's a lot of layers.
Hold on. Let's let Chuku go.
No, I was just saying. I feel like there are a lot of layers to Black Clover that I feel like, you know, you can create a lot more angles to, and there's a lot more. I do agree with that, because like there's a lot to just the whole like the whole kingdom, like, and just the whole like concept of Asta and how, you know, he just on his journey and how he's just becoming like accepted by all of it, because, you know, he is essentially like an outcast. Well, he was looked at like an outcast, kind of like Naruto, but it's just like, but like you said, I agree. Like, that's a good way to look at it, like a spiritual successor to One Piece. Like, because like I remember One Piece coming out and I was little, and it was hard for me to like, it was hard for me to connect with the like actual end of like the actual like you know, the drawing and the actual art of it. I remember like I used to think it was like kind of joking when I was little. I used to be like, oh, it doesn't seem like this is serious. Like it had like a, but then like later in life, I was able to like kind of look at it like, oh no, this show is actually tight as hell. Like the concept is crazy, and like, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at things from a different lens, like I think that's how you're able to watch certain shows. Like sometimes you're not even in a place to watch certain shows. Like, I'm sure you guys can agree. Like you might not, you might have passed up on a bunch of shows that you know you like can totally have the time to watch, but you just don't watch it.
I gotta stop and put some respect on K-On, whoever dropped that. That's my shit.
Dude, I totally, and here's the thing is like, I agree with Jamal, like on Black Clover and on that, but for like a different reason. Cause like, we're like all older now. I assume we all graduated, somewhere in the 2010s, right?
Yeah. 07.
Okay, so when we were younger, anime was easier. Like anime was just easier to watch, because like at least for me, what I did was like I had a schedule of like this would drop on Monday, this would drop on Tuesday, this would drop on Wednesday, and I would watch anime all week. And so if a show had, like most shows would go to 24 or 51, whatever episode, fucking 12, whatever. But like if there was a show that caught the attention like that, we would probably try to watch it. But the problem there is that like stuff like Bleach would happen and cause you to like deter away from it. What I think is different now is that we're older and that like, you know, Black Clover has already caught my attention. So if it would be like going on for that long, I'm going to continue watching it just because it's one of the few shows I just still watch as a person that, you know, I have a, you know, I try to have a job, I'm trying to have a career, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're watching less anime but we're trying to find better quality. And I think like, so yeah, I agree. Now I still hold that like Black Clover as a story would have been great if it just ended after the devil was killed. And then, you know, the like, I think there would just be like a time skip. He becomes Wizard King, whatever, blah, blah. Now, but that's just from like a storytelling perspective. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still interested in what's going on right now. Like I'm still interested in, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, because there's literally not much else they could add to the story, because we know from this point on, he's just going to do a whole bunch of ass kick until he gets to the top.
Exactly. It's just like a, you know, from a storytelling perspective.
Are you saying something, LA West? I want to get him because I think he was trying to talk.
Yeah, no, we hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, now I can hear you. I couldn't really hear you before.
All right. I am going to halfway agree, but mostly disagree. And I think this is where I start to rag on. First off, I think it's a huge insult to One Piece to compare Black Clover to One Piece. Here's why I say that.
Shame on
One Piece. Like I said, the length is about One Piece, which is my favorite anime, is because of not how long it is, but how creative it is. Story-wise, when I say One Piece is the best, I mean, I'm always talking about story-wise. Black Clover, story-wise, I'm sorry. I just don't. First off, there's his power, which is kind of interesting. Like, concept-wise, sure, it's great. He's born without magic, so he gets a sword that can cut out all magic. That alone is interesting. But then he joins the magics. Like they build it up to be good. He's also a peasant boy in a world where the noble class means something. And if you're not, then you're worthless trash. That's what everyone thinks. A Wizard King ain't gonna be no peasant boy. So it's a cool concept to see that, you know, grow, you know, kind of like, okay, I want to see how he does this. But then he instantly, when he joins the Magic Knights, okay, well, let's get to know some of the other, you know, what other knights are here? What are actual seasoned veterans doing? And there's even, you know, a noble in his group. Mm-hmm. But despite all the things that go on, including his captain, now I'm not talking about later on, I'm talking about in the beginning. Asta, the main character, is the only one beating everyone, despite him still being inexperienced. And whenever he wants to do something, despite training being his only thing, he can just figure something out instantly. Like the whole, they bring in the Master Licked, and like,
hold on, have you seen the arc with Veto? Because he
I'm actually gonna hit on that a little bit. First, I want to talk about the Master Licked. Before Veto showed up, the master of the group showed up to fight, and Yami came to help him. And Yami's like, yeah, like, wait, how are you using that? That's not magic. What's that? Oh, that's a little something from my homeland called Ki. And this is how you use it. Now, Asta, having no idea what the F key is, and yet, one episode. Oh, let me think.
So
this is how you
yeah, but they played the opening theme in the background, which means
gosh, I'm the main character.
See,
let me use Ki against this fight. I've never done it before, but now I can do it. Now I can do it for the rest of the series.
This is my issue with people who have that mentality, because I would argue then to you that you're taking this from the perspective as all of us is just being a regular ass person. Asta is like LeBron James. If LeBron James' story get told, there's not going to be no point where he like, yo, I didn't start dunking on people. Like, yo, LeBron, the first time you picked up a ball, you dunked on somebody. That's because he's destined to be LeBron, bro. Like Asta is destined for greatness.
Here's where I kind of disagree, because I feel like, despite that, I feel like Asta like benefited from like all the great protagonists before him. It's like he kind of had a lot of experience even going into like becoming the knight and like, you know, becoming like a part of like it was like, you know, becoming like a part of like, you know, becoming a wizard and being accepted. I mean, like, it's just like he actually has some ability, whereas a lot of the people that we like grow to love and enjoy really kind of sucked at the beginning, and they kind of like either got their asses beat or at least, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he came in the game with like benefiting off the backs of the hard worker, the great protagonist before him, and he was able to.
He's Rock Lee.
No, not to say that the show is not great, but that's why I think like this show has potential, because we see like, okay, he actually came in the game. He has some ability, though he doesn't have magic. We're able to, you know, get behind his back because we know that he's an underdog, and like no one's really expecting much of him this whole time. But
that's the thing is, like, as again, I agree with James, like, I agree with Player 5. Fucking
the odds are against him at the beginning, so it's like
I agree with Player 5. Like Black Clover is literally like, what if Rock Lee got an anime, which is what all the fans wanted.
That's a good way to look at it, bro.
That is a good way of looking at it, but the problem to me is that like there are people who are actually good at magic, and there are people that have figured out how to get past. Like in the beginning of the series, Asta was kind of a one-trick pony. And he was definitely like me. I don't look at other protagonists. Like the way I watch anime, I have the ability to cut out everything I've seen before, and I watch it as its own thing. I'm like, as your own story, assuming I've never seen anime before, I can turn my brain off like that and think, why should I like you?
And specifically from
like
an
the author
inside
is
out,
telling me I should like him just because he's the main character, because he was not talented at all. That's why he all he did was work out, because I don't
up for the fact that's a talent.
Can't work out.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say that's a talent. I'm going to say he has skill and perseverance.
I would say that you're framing this though specifically from your perspective. You're saying that like he's not talented because you don't view that as a talent. Personally, as a very portly man, being able to work out every single day, that's some shit I can't do. Like, he got a talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's grinding. And yeah, we don't see it that way, but I bet if he was in the NBA, like if he was LeBron's story, that would be a skill. Like, bro, he work out every single day. He don't get tired. Like here's what
I'm going to agree
One Punch Man, dog. The One Punch Man. Think about it.
One Punch Man is great. One Punch Man is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's the whole story.
It's the same story though. Like you can't call One Punch Man greatest and Black Clover not though.
Here's what I will agree with you, and I do have a lot of praise for Asta and Black Clover. When he releases Black Asta, for the first time at the whole witches thing.
Okay.
And the Queen of Witches describes what is happening. And she's like, okay, I see now you weren't so, you actually are, I thought there was something special about you because you have the anti-magic book. Because the anti-magic, you know, I thought you were one of those specific people, which later on we find out are the elves. But no, she's like, wait, now I see you're not one of those guys. You were just an unlucky human without magic. You actually have no luck at all. Mm-hmm. You're a terrible, like, you shouldn't even be able to hold the sword because they're supposed to be heavy to humans. That's the irony here, though. Because you worked out and because you did not give up, you are strong enough to wield the blade that you should not wield. Mm-hmm. And if a magician holds the blade, someone who has magic, it saps their magic away. But because you were unlucky and have no magic, it doesn't sap your energy. So since you were able to use it, thanks to you working out, and you have no magic, you turned your weakness into your strength. See, that's creative. Now I'm like, that's okay, see, creative. Now I can respect you. Now I can like you. But how many episodes did that take? Over 50. Come on, man. I need to like a little bit sooner.
I agree.
Other than that,
okay, I think the first half of Black Clover, all that becoming a Magic Knight shit was lame. Like, I was like, dude, y'all should start the series at the elf shit. Like at where the witch is, that's where the series should start.
Because that's where it got live. I don't think it should necessarily start there, but just build it up better.
All right.
Like let's be honest. Most beginning of anime is lame. Like most beginning of like
Naruto killed it at the beginning.
Naruto
was at his best at the beginning.
But like the first actual 5 or 6 or 7 episodes were kind of trash. Like before Zabuza.
I didn't think so.
Like Naruto had the best turnaround and like it only had so many episodes before it got good. But like, so like, you know, Naruto took like 7, 8 episodes to get good. Bleach took like 20, 25. But like every good anime takes like long to get going, but also it's because it's long.
It varies.
Stuff that's only so long, like the 12 or the 24, or even the anime with weird numbers like Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist. All that shit is good front to back.
See, but this is my thing though, is that the way, like with the manga, they have to ball out at the beginning, and like you start to see that with anime nowadays, is that it'll be good at the beginning and fall off late game because like if they don't go hard in the beginning, Shonen Jump will drop them.
Why do you think that is?
And they have no chill, bro. They'll drop anybody. Yeah. I don't care.
And you said why do I think that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that the reason this happened, it's a business thing. Like, so I went to Japan before, and you don't even have to go there.
What?
Just like knowing the culture.
You lucky.
Humble flex.
If you go there, basically you'll realize that like manga and anime are ingrained in the culture. It's a huge business. Like we've been getting it here for like free for years, and now we starting to get pissed that we gotta pay to do it. Like, but they've been doing that. It's like a big business. So if you aren't selling in your first 20 chapters, like you gotta go. You can't be on the Shonen Jump weekly, like we drop every Friday, prime time slot. If you're not balling, you got to go. You got like 20 chapters.
And you think a lot of shows are like, you think a lot of shows are like Dead Man Wonderland, where like there was supposed to be more episodes, but it just didn't happen?
Dead Man's Wonderland issue, I think, is that it is too graphic. And
but that show is awesome. And
I understand,
ratings. Yeah.
but you gotta understand that, like, if you are not PG, you are kind of dooming yourself to have a smaller fan base, right? Like, you'll make less money because of the things that make the most money are like PG, Disney type, shonen, things like that.
I don't agree with that. What I think
the numbers are there.
The same thing goes for like comedy. The same thing goes for any kind of entertainment. Is safe.
What was Berserk rated?
That's why Big Bang Theory is the best show ever, quote unquote. Even though I think it's trash.
So LA West, you were saying something. I want to let you get a chance.
Dead Man Wonderland is absolute trash, and but I think the reason it failed is because not necessarily how it being graphic. Because look at Attack on Titan. I think the problem is that the show just did not have a focus.
Attack on Titan
Wonderland's
isn't
better.
doing well compared to other anime. Attack on Titan gets
maybe
released once every month. My Hero Academia gets released every single week. That's 4 times as much product, right? Like, so
Well,
because it is graphic, it makes less money and gets produced less. It has one more season and it's done. Like, so Attack on Titan may be great to us. It was geared towards us, but money-wise, it's making less money.
I'm pretty sure it's only released a month because I think it's like a monthly release. Like different magazines have different things.
It's a part of Shonen. Isn't it released by Shonen?
I don't think so.
Oh, we gotta see.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that
My
up.
Hero
Shonen
Academia is probably
anything
making
in
more money
Shonen
off
Jump,
costume
like that.
sales than anything. I said My Hero Academia is probably making a lot of money off costume sales than anything. Like that's the other thing is like exactly what Player 5 was saying was like it's not just like being clean, but it's also marketability. There's like
Marketability, merchandising.
Merchandising, like the outfit for fucking characters in Attack on Titan is the same for everybody. You cosplay just according to your wig, right?
Just get a wig and then there you go.
Whereas like you have to actually like pick a character from fucking UA or from My Hero and actually cosplay as them, and it's all different, you know.
Okay.
I mean, but like that's why I think Naruto kills because it's just like
Same
I just
with
seen
Naruto.
a pop up. Like I was at
Yeah.
a pop up and like you just be amazed at how many people want the merch. Like people want to have a Koski gear. People want to have like
Right.
you know
I'm
the
strapped
headband.
right
People
now.
want to
More
have people want to
people-
have the
These
headband. Like you know,
outside.
it's like and you're able to kind of like be your own thing because the headband doesn't necessarily it's just the village. Just
If
the
you want to
elite,
compare, if you want,
Cool.
like in
It's
terms of
wherever you want to be from.
costumes,
Like,
in terms of costumes, and generationally, like you can compare, like the same argument with My Hero to Attack on Titan could be like Naruto to Bleach. Like the Soul Reaper outfit is the same, you know. Everyone in Naruto, even other than like all the side, all the extra characters, they all have different outfits. It's just marketability.
So that's one thing that I think plays into anime, whether we want it to or not. And that's why I like some of these shorter anime, because the shorter anime, they know their lifespan. They give you the best they can with the time they got compared to a shonen that's like, hey, part of the story gets made because of for money. Like the original My Hero, Deku was supposed to be like a college salary man, like a regular 9-to-5 average Joe. But because they were like, hey, you got to shonen this up, now he's Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So,
actually,
right.
no.
That's
So
why
sorry to
Erased is
interrupt,
so
but like
good.
real quick. Attack on Titan. I was looking it up just for some facts. It is released on a weekly shonen. I mean, like on a shonen magazine. So under like, if you want to just be like, is it under like shonen title? In that sense, yes. But if you really do look at the series, like it's practically ascending. But like to answer y'all question, it is technically released on a shonen magazine. So I guess technically it is a shonen, but at the same time, not really.
Oh no, they said it wasn't released by Shonen Jump.
Right, it's not Shonen Jump.
It's not
just
Shonen Jump.
It's just a shonen magazine,
Shonen magazine.
but not Shonen Jump. Anyways,
yeah.
Just in case
Appreciate the facts. Appreciate the fact checks.
Hey, facts, man.
I would like for us to kind of move forward to some discussion topics we had. Unless somebody had one last closing statement they wanted to say about what we were talking about.
Was this all the opening?
I never have.
So I just want to say, do we all agree that Black Clover is the next next show?
I don't know. LA West not
I guess
going
we don't
for
got
it.
LA is not for that narrative.
One Piece is still top of the king right now. One Piece is still going strong.
And here's my thing. I accept that One Piece is top dog because I can't deny numbers. As a science man, I can't deny numbers. It does the most numbers. All I can do is sit down and say, okay, all right. But in my heart of hearts, I will never be a One Piece long body, big head, no leg. Like, I'm not going. I will never be a One Piece fan. Like, not
Say
for
that
me.
till you watch it. I said the same thing about JoJo. All right,
JoJo ass.
Oh no! Don't.
I got into JoJo this
JoJo
year.
ass.
Oh,
100%.
Here we go again.
Don't like
Wait,
JoJo.
you said JoJo what?
Ass.
JoJo's trash.
But
JoJo and all of their fans. They can all go to hell.
Hold on. I just want to cut
okay.
in.
I'm not gonna go on a rant. All I'm gonna ask is, have you watched it from the beginning? The very first JoJo.
Yes.
I tried.
Okay. I'm gonna say this because like we literally have a whole episode about this. I have watched 2.5 seasons, 1, 2, and I watched half of Golden Wind. This is where I'm not fucking with it, but I don't want to turn this into a whole conversation.
That's gonna be
like which? Okay, you say you watched first season 1 and 2, and you watched
Golden Wind.
What's the main character's name in season 1 and 2? Because
Joseph Joestar, then like Jonathan Joestar.
Okay, yeah. So you seen the? Did you know anything about JoJo before you watched those?
No, not the first one. I knew, then I stopped and I knew about it from people hyping it. So I came back, watched the second one, and I was like, I'm done. And then somebody was like, no, you got to watch Golden Wind.
Okay. Yeah, someone messed you up. But I am kind of shocked to hear that you did not like if you didn't know about JoJo and you didn't like the first one. I'm kind of shocked because Dio.
I'll say this: I love a petty person. I love a petty person, but I couldn't get with it. I think some people consider them to be heavy with like strategy, and I think it's just more like MacGyver, like random bullshit they kind of pull out, and I hate it.
Definitely.
But on to these discussion topics.
Yeah, that's gonna,
you ain't
gonna
tempt
be a
me,
huge
devil.
rehash, especially with me here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on.
So we had a couple different discussion topics that we had thought of based on the fact that everybody here is at least well-versed in My Hero and Black Clover. And then obviously, if all of these topic ideas are dead, we can just like kick it to the curb. No big deal. We kind of free-flowing here. So one of the topics we wanted to talk about, y'all can let me know, whichever one strike you. So from Black Clover, who is the most hated, in your opinion, Black Clover character? That's one idea. Another one was, which Magic Squad would you like to be a part of and why?
Wow.
From My Hero, we said, who do you believe to be the UA traitor if you still believe in the theory? And then lastly, an idea we had is, what anime protagonist would you never want to be a sidekick to?
Man, that is a great. Okay.
So
I mean, we don't have to do just one. Obviously.
Yeah, we can do multiple. Keep that in mind.
Wasn't there a question about Full Metal?
Huh?
Wasn't there a question about Full Metal too?
I think that was just an example.
I'm not sure.
Oh man, I am ill prepared.
I'm sorry.
I know my answer to one of them questions you asked. The character I would never want to be a sidekick to.
Yes,
any of the JoJo.
Let's do that.
Okay, we want to do that one. All right. We can kick this off, and we'll start out with LA West answering this question. What anime protagonist would you never want to be a sidekick to, and why? LA West.
Any of the JoJos.
Why?
Because you say you've seen part 1 and 2,
I'm gonna
right?
say this. What's his name? What's dude from Golden Wind? Giorno?
Yeah, Giorno.
Giorno. He looked like he walk with he get a bunch of bitches. So I ain't gonna lie, I would probably want to hang out with Giorno just off for the side bitches that like I would get off just being by the drip. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, I would rock that shit. I have my little
heart with the
chest piece out. I'll be going around stomping people out, bro. So off the outfit alone, I gotta say that I don't know. Like I would rock the outfit, so I would definitely want to be.
Well, but you don't. I mean, don't you remember what happened story wise though? Now you skipped to Golden Wind, so that's like you shouldn't have done that. But you just see the first 2 JoJos. You see what happens to his sidekicks.
Trying to remember, they get bodied, don't they?
No, they don't get bodied.
I can't even remember.
They get straight up killed. It's over with.
Oh, all right. Well,
I mean,
when you a JoJo fan, unless you part of the main, heck, even I can't spoil too.
No, there's some main sidekicks from the JoJos that
I've
gets like
never planned on watching JoJo's
survive.
again.
very few survive.
No, I hear you.
Okay,
Right there.
so,
I mean, like that pretty much jumps into like my answer because I would pretty much like not want to be a sidekick to Eren from Attack on Titan. I mean, like what?
Wow.
Like no.
Also true.
Psych.
hey, so
Go
but with
against-
Eren, the harder you
exactly.
ride for Eren, the more likely you are to survive. So like,
Oh well, I'm not a Mikasa though. Like I'm not gonna try and
Better
fool
try.
myself. Like
Well, try to sleep with the guy.
you trying to live? That's all I'm trying to say.
man, I'm sorry. I can't about.
I
I
feel
know
bad
my
for, I feel bad for
capabilities.
anybody
I'm
who's
with
gonna be Boruto's sidekick.
Damn.
Oh
Really?
yeah, Boruto getting all the power ups. You not getting shit.
Yeah, bro.
You're definitely about to fight
If you're gonna be
aliens every day.
Boruto's sidekick, you just gonna be worse than
Can
Vegeta.
we just say
I feel
Naruto,
like
please?
it's just like you remember how Vegeta, no matter how good Vegeta got, how strong he got, he just can never, ever, ever be Goku. It's just like even in even when he was fighting Jiren, like we thought, oh, Vegeta might get his shot this time. Nope.
I didn't think that.
So hear me out though. Or do we? I don't watch Boruto, but I know enough to talk about
I
it.
don't either.
Is that the case? Do people like know enough to talk about it? If not,
I don't.
I don't.
I don't
watch
really
it.
watch
know
it.
it's trash.
I don't really watch it.
it's fair,
No, thank you.
fair.
No, thank
Okay,
you. So, I mean, that's probably a reason alone not to want to be a sidekick. Though, except that. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
excuse me.
I agree with that reason.
Bwunderz, what's up?
I don't know. I don't think I'd want to be Yusuke Urameshi's sidekick just because like
Cool.
as much as that world is amazing, you know, Yu Hakusho is my like top 3 favorite anime.
Nice.
But like as far as being his sidekick, like fuck that dude. He's a douchebag and people are gonna like him more than you because you're ugly and you have orange hair and you're loud.
You're Kuwabara.
First of all, I love Kuwabara, so everybody will hate you except me. I love Kuwabara.
I love Kuwabara too, but I'm also ugly and loud.
Well, I mean, homie had a bae though, bro. You got I can't remember her name, but you got
and
it
was his friend's sister. I've done that. It's messy.
Oh, well, okay, friend,
Which
quote
means
unquote.
she's a demon, really.
Look, bro, all I gotta say is like, yeah, I couldn't mess with Yusuke because like he was big bullying people in high school. I'd be like, bro, Yusuke, chill out, bro. Like he was really walking around packing niggas out. Like no matter, like I caught you on the street. What's up? Like relax, Yusuke, please. No, bro, he got something on my lunch money. Like, damn.
Yeah. As far as like, but I love the world. As far as like a world, I wouldn't want to be a sidekick in Bobobo. Like, I would hate to be next to that dude all the time.
Oh no,
Jelly Jiggler, I would love to be
that. Am I the only person that thinks like being Luffy's sidekick, bro? Like he's so ambitious. Some people are so he's so ambitious. And it's just
I know, right?
His ambition, bro, like I love it. But if you were his homie and you were just like, yeah, we just finished a mission. All right, we just made something happen. And it's just like, man, one more thing. We got some more. Like it's like his mind.
Go up against a Yonko.
He can never be content with anything.
Okay.
It's like his
Okay, how far have you gotten? I want to ask this question real quick. How far have you gotten in One Piece?
I'm nowhere. I'm not even as far as you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still fairly.
Hey,
just
okay,
name some. I'm gonna know where it is. Just name some. I'm gonna know where you are.
You said as far as like where I'm at, like where, like with
Recently, like just what? I'm gonna know where how far you've gotten based on like what's the last thing you remember.
last thing I remember. I mean, I just like familiar with more about like like Don Flamingo, just like his whole thing and like. How,
wait, hold on. If you know that,
Don Flamingo is Dressrosa. Yeah, because you were talking about Punk Hazard. Dressrosa's after Punk Hazard, so he's after you.
All right.
Okay.
So
okay,
good.
Good.
Story is what are you saying about One Piece LA West? Because like,
okay, like what he said. Consider Luffy has my personality. So what you said really touched
pirate.
Like Luffy extra, bro.
Sure, all those things are true. Like it's because honestly, that's what happens to me. You are 100% correct. Being a sidekick to Luffy, that's what that means.
Bro.
Like after the time jump, or rather before the time jump. Because yes, Luffy got a crew, but look at everything Luffy went through for that crew.
I feel you.
They can rock with him.
No,
I mean, you see what he told Zoro.
I can't go.
Man,
Like,
he really did have to recruit.
like, yo,
hey, he really did have to recruit. He really was out here. He really was out here recruiting.
Bro,
so I ain't gonna
here's
lie.
my
he
thing.
Really is on some like.
All of the grinding that he did for his crew is negated by the fact that Luffy be clucking. It'd be like, yo, bro, Luffy, we just about to go to the store. Hey, yo, there go one of the deadliest niggas in the sea.
Yeah.
Like
his
ambition,
but like it's like he was saying, yes, his ambition is so strong that
he's
he's
tough,
like,
bro. He's tough. That's tough.
Because he's like, okay, I think like his goal is to be the king, and that's why I love the show, because it's like it shows like the creativity of. No, you shouldn't have the mentality of, well, this is good enough. And I was gonna bring up the fight he had with Usopp. That had me because Usopp brought up the exact same thing what you just talked about. When he was like it started over just the ship, okay, we gotta get a new ship. And Luffy's like, yeah, we're gonna move, we're gonna keep moving forward. And Usopp finally was like, okay, I had this on my chest for a while, but I can't keep up with you. And y'all, look, I'm a normal human. I can't keep doing this crap.
I've literally never watched a full episode of One Piece, like in my life.
You said what?
I've never watched a full episode of One Piece in my life.
Hey, power to you, bro.
Oh, dang.
I don't plan on it.
I'm gonna lie. I'm kind of mad at myself that I was so late on it. I'm gonna be honest, because I take back a lot of the stuff I thought originally, because I was like, damn, this is really a really good show. All jokes aside, it's an amazing show. Like,
believe anyone who hates on One Piece, I actually do understand. Like I can't be like, man, you tripping. I'm not gonna be like that, because I do understand.
It's just long. It's just too long.
It is,
bro.
And
it's just way too.
When I was younger, I just wasn't into pirates. That was really it.
See, I wasn't either. I thought it was a history show. I told you, remember, I told you I got into it because I tried to hate the show. I literally did. I'm like, why would they make a show about pirates? That's so stupid.
Real quick, did anybody not get a chance to discuss who they would never want to be a sidekick to?
I think we did. I think we got everybody.
No, I think we all touched on
I think Luffy, I gotta say, for me, it's Luffy, bro.
And I understand.
For me,
I think he's a noble person. I like his cause. He's standing on good morals and everything. He's cool, but I just be like, bro, I'm about to go back to the crib or something. Like,
right?
Right. I would say you are 100% right. Like I said, that's why Usopp was like, look, bro, I can't hang with you no more.
Yeah.
You too crazy. You keep doing all this.
It's really for me. Like, it's Yusuke, because it's like he's not a good person. Everyone respects him, and then you look like the douchebag next to him. So it's like just a lose-lose situation all around. Just because he's pretty, I hate.
I agree.
Not to go off, but
yeah, definitely. I agree with all that. I'm not trying to die with no JoJo's or shit. Hey, look, I think I'm the only one that ain't go. Matter of fact, shit, I don't know. I'm gonna do something because there's so many worlds that fucking blow.
Man, right?
I think I'm gonna just do something new age. Like, I could not be with Asta. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't by any means consider myself a pretty boy, but I know I'm not like ugly enough to be the only one not to get a girl. But Asta hanging out with him, like, damn, bro, you gonna get a whole harem? Like, can somebody love me? Maybe, like, bro.
Bro, trying to catch him all.
Yeah, bro, like my boy Finral be out here trying his hardest, and I'm like, everybody think he thirsty, but really his third eye open. He like, if I don't get a girl now, Asta's going to have everybody.
Exactly.
Wow.
And he was trying to follow Asta. Come on, man.
And then that's my thing. Imagine being Asta's sidekick. I'm like bloody. I'm looking like Captain America. Like, I could do this all day. And Asta just come through with a new technique and fold them. I'm like,
I would definitely
he
be
learned
Finral's sidekick
on the spot 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I'm
not letting that slide.
I agree with Player 5. It's crazy. I was actually gonna say Asta just because he's low key like very annoying, bro.
Annoying as shit.
Like, he's one of those people I feel like he always got jokes. Like, you could just be doing something normal. And he'll just come with a joke. You could be doing something.
Sidekick I wouldn't be?
In front of the girls, you know what I'm saying? You can be in front of the girls and he coming with all the jokes when you're in front of the girls and stuff.
I can't mess with him.
That's what he strikes me as.
You know whose sidekick I wouldn't be simply because they're annoying? fucking Aang.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm like, bro, why are we talking? Let's go kill the Fire Lord. What? Like, no, guys, I don't want to kill Hitler. I'm sorry. It's too tough. I'm like, what? He genocided your people.
Is he a teenager? As long as he's a teenager, can we get him?
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
I might have to take back what I said.
Ooh.
I don't know if we consider Pokemon an anime.
it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Oh no, it definitely
Okay.
is.
Anime?
Ash might be a little bit worse than Luffy. Just
Nah.
because
Oh.
Ash gets all the badges just to lose. So you gotta go pay for the tickets at the Pokemon Stadium in the Pokemon League. You know how much money his homies done lost going to the
But
to the
here's what
Elite
I'm going
Four.
to disagree with though, because recently the side character, because they said which side character, and recently the side characters aren't just the 3 people that's with them. In other words,
so they changing. I haven't got the. I don't go lie. I haven't watched it. Like I haven't watched like the. I haven't got a chance to watch like the new.
I just recently got back into it. Like in Black and White, one of the side characters became champion. Yeah, he lost,
shit.
but so in that case, I'm like, I don't know, you know.
Yeah, they've
side
been
character
changing
ain't
it
that
up
bad,
with
dude.
Pokemon a little bit. I will say that Ash mad annoying, like
He is
but
though.
at the same time, he not where Luffy at. Luffy, this
Yeah.
man
Yeah.
sat in a barrel, bro, floating through the ocean.
Those are
Like
facts.
you got to be on some real cluck shit to do that. Like, and he just popped out that bitch like, "Yo, I'm ready. Get into some shit." Like that was Luffy. I can't be
That's
around no nigga
literally
that's like
facts, though.
like Luffy the type of nigga like you just really think you going to take your dog out to poop and it's like no Luffy like bro we going on an adventure today. I found a Yonko up the street. We about to go knock him out, bro. Let's go. Like,
Yeah.
Bro, he's
What
like
is it
Tommy. He's
about-
like Tommy. Tommy from the Rugrats, man. Just always got to do a
Yeah.
new plan to do something.
That was my
Like, what? Like, just,
What is it
Every
about main
episode is
characters and the color orange? Like Naruto, Luffy,
Hey, Luffy's red.
Goku. It's orange. Shut the
it
fuck
might
up.
be
It's
on to
orange.
something. It might be on to something.
He said blood orange. I like it.
yeah,
Blood
you know,
orange.
we don't
Red, my favorite color,
discriminate
so, you
against
know.
color blindness here.
Mm,
It could be orange. I'll accept that.
non-rhyming motherfuckers.
I think that is just like a marketing thing once again. It's like, yo, Goku is the most famous shonen pro tag. If
Orange
when
and-
in doubt, Goku him out.
Orange and blue are
I
complementary
hate
colors
that.
when you look at a color wheel.
Yeah,
They're
that's
opposites of
crazy,
each other
like-
on a color wheel.
Right.
They are complementary, yeah.
He's
I mean,
almost
but
like
then
the
again, there are a whole
Shakespeare. He's
bunch
like
of
the
other-
He's like the Shakespeare version of like all anime. He's almost like the archetype of like he's you know what I'm saying, like how Shakespeare stories are still like in film
really-
today. We can like kind of connect
Right, I
kind of
mean,
like the different Shakespearean like elements to like a current film. Like you could go back
Right.
like Romeo
I
and
actually
Juliet
really like
concepts
that
and
you
all
brought
that.
up.
But it's like I feel like Goku, like you said, is like he's like just the archetype of just like, okay, we'll start here. He's the North Star, and then we'll try to like make it an original, like in our most original form possible. Because like him and Naruto is really hard to like separate, like kind of separate the two sometimes for me. Like I would look at, but Naruto had obviously some different elements to him, but like I feel like he had a little bit more. He was a little bit more like gritty because obviously he had the Nine Tails, he had the Nine Tails demon stored in him, so he had a little bit more darkness than Goku. Goku always, to me, like even when he was angry, even when he finally went Super Saiyan 2, like or even finally went Super Saiyan, like when he fought Frieza, my bad, like it was just like he still had the like he still was like respectful and like, but I feel like with Naruto the difference was with the like with the Nine Tails demon, he had just a little bit more kind of like more darkness to him. That's kind of why I think
thinking about those anime, like just thinking about like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, they all stem from like Japanese culture and tradition and like history or like their lores and fables that get turned into an anime. And I think that's why Black Clover is starting to hit so hard in the West.
think so.
Probably more so in the West than it is in the East, is because it's not being based on Japanese cultures now. It's being based on like Judeo-Christian, I don't want to say mythos, but
mythos. No, that's a good word for it. I actually really like that you brought up Shakespeare, because like this is what I use in like my argument about like how do you guys feel about spoilers when it comes to like I'm of the belief that like like if someone almost needs to spoil an anime for me to like, or certain animes for me to like convince me to watch them, you know? Like if no one told me, if no one told me that Devilman Crybaby, like that it all ended terribly in the end or whatever, I would have never watched it. And I think that stems from the idea, the like Shakespearean idea of dramatic irony. Like no one is gonna care about the story about Romeo and Juliet without knowing the end. You know what I mean?
I will disagree there, but I think, but not in I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm saying I think this is fully opinionated for me.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just
it sounds like
I want a spoiler sometimes. I almost want it. Like, yeah.
And I'm gonna agree with you as well, because as much as I hate to admit it, because I do hate spoilers. I hate spoilers unbelievably. Spoilers are the worst thing on the planet for me. But there are plenty of series that I have watched that I was sleeping on because someone spoiled something, and I'm like, wait, hold on. I thought, first off, what? Like I thought you didn't care about that show. I didn't, but I know they're gonna do something like that. Dang, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, you know something. I feel like to a degree, I agree with the like spoiling, because like there are some shows where I'm like, I'm not watching that shit, but then you show me a fight scene, and I'm like, okay, I'll fuck with it.
That's how I was with God of High School. Someone showed me the fight scene from episode 3, and I was like, oh well, now I'm watching it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's okay if a show is about fighting, like God of High School. I get, that's okay. Or Kenichi's My Disciple,
Yeah, so there are some ways that I figured out how to like get people onto like anime that are action based. Like for example, what's that anime that I hate, Jugguh? What's it called again?
Well, which one?
The Promised Neverland. Promised Neverland.
Yes.
I'll get people on Promised Neverland, but like it's difficult to try and sell Promised Neverland without spoiling it. So I'll just say it's the best mystery since Death Note. And that usually gets people to be like, oh, okay, if it's as good as Death Note, I'll watch it.
Yeah, people, I always complained about Promised Neverland because I really enjoyed it watching it. I watched it with my brother like a week ago, and like I said, I love detective anime. I love Case Closed, all that shit, mysteries. Yes. And so like no one ever explained it to me correctly. They were like, these orphans, and I was like, well, I don't care about orphans. The last time there was a midget and it killed people. Like I don't care about this shit. And no one ever like explained it correctly to me because they didn't want to spoil it. Yeah. And I'm like, and so I slept on it for like a year or whatever.
I mean, I tell people also, if you're like, for example, you're into mystery anime, I will give you the same disclaimer I give everybody that I tell to watch Promised Neverland. The first season is some of the best anime you will ever watch. Just stop at the first season, consider it a finished anime, and put it away. It hurt me more than Bleach. All right, just
there's
take
a second
it
season?
and put it away.
It's not out, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. All I gotta say is I don't know what and I always say this, I don't know what they'll do with the anime, because the anime did a wonderful job with like cameras and music that makes the story feel a little deeper.
It was so creepy.
But like, just as a fan who read the manga, I am out. They ain't getting me. But the anime might be good.
What happened as the manga? Like, so the manga ends there too?
No, the manga continues.
The manga goes on for a minute. Long story
short, that second half is like.
Wait, no spoilers. No spoilers.
We're not spoiling. We're not spoiling. Our opinions are simply that the quality starts to deteriorate. That's pretty much to summarize.
So the point in the anime is where you thought the manga should have finished.
Yeah, right where the anime just ended, like the first season, I think that should be it. The show should be over, and they should stop. And now I get it; it's so good, you're going to want more.
This is what I've been saying this whole podcast. Like a lot of shows, like just need to stop. Like
actually, man. But okay, do you really mean that though? Do you really mean that?
Yeah, man.
Exactly. See, I think this is the point that what I was saying was the truth. Okay.
So what's name a show that you think should have stopped sooner than it? Like, name one. I just want to hear one show that you think should have stopped before it carried on like longer than it should have.
Well, Bleach. I mean, just
Bleach.
Yeah.
Bleach
should have stopped after they finally killed Aizen.
I agree with Naruto. Actually,
they should have stopped at Madara. They should have stopped at Pain. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I
Pain
agree.
was fine.
would have been a fantastic ending.
I think that would have been the better ending,
to
obviously. With,
Sasuke
like
fight
Nagato,
done.
like Nagato is probably the most underappreciated. Like I feel like his that arc was like, I mean, we got to know about his history and his origin, but it was just like, damn, I wish we could have got more. Like
Pain
he wasn't
not
even
being
able
the
to
big bad
move.
and
He
not
still
being the
caused that
conclusion to
much
that
damage, like being basically like paralyzed.
Exactly.
Like
I
just think
think
about
Naruto
that. Like,
ended at exactly the right point it should have.
See, now I can't
Yeah,
trust
but
you.
what?
You gotta
Naruto
clarify
literally
what-
ended horribly.
Naruto wrapped everything up and explained everything. And
No.
even
with Kaguya,
there's one
with
thing.
Kaguya and all that. Oh God,
What?
no.
Okay, I was just about to say. There's one thing I'm just like, okay, you kind of pushed it.
Okay, here's my issue.
Oh, boy.
They
No,
wrapped
you're
up
wrong because
everything.
Boruto exists.
No.
correct.
I'm like Boruto. We could just
Bro, Naruto only wrapped up everything because they started some of those plot lines in the same arc that they were wrapping them up. Like Kaguya doesn't
I was
need
about
to
to
exist
look,
to
I was
wrap the
about to
show
say,
Not
up.
at all.
Bro,
Not
I was
at all.
about to say that whole Naruto and Sasuke were actually brothers reincarnated. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
now
horrible.
I'm like,
Who needed that?
Whoa,
Nobody.
whoa.
I'm with
How
y'all.
about this?
I'm
How
with
about
y'all
this?
on that.
Ridiculous.
Boruto would make more sense if Naruto ended at Pain because Pain killed Jiraiya, and now Jiraiya is like coming back in Boruto. So how about that?
Wait, you spoiling bastard!
You said you ain't watch Boruto,
I ain't know about I ain't know nothing about that.
but you
I
said
watched
you
like-
wasn't watching
Uh-oh.
And now you're
Boruto.
gonna
I'm pretty
watch
sure.
it
I'm
because
pretty
I
sure
spoiled it.
we're all gonna start
Hey,
watching
prove
it,
it.
bro. Everybody's gonna start
Hey,
watching it at
ho.
some point.
I
Watch.
don't like them. You mother.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna start watching it. Trust me.
What I was going to say, first off, regarding because we're talking about Promised Neverland, and I was going to agree with y'all, and I was also going to disagree. Talking about some, it's the greatest mystery show. No, case closed, greatest mystery show ever. All right,
I agree with that.
the greatest.
What?
It is my second, like One Piece, my
Case
number
closed.
one anime. Case closed number 2. There we go.
Okay, case
Case Closed is
closed.
top 3 with Yu Yu Hakusho for me. In the top 3.
Okay,
both of those.
here's my thing. We could consider Case Closed the most entertaining mystery show. That's okay. I can accept that. That's an opinion. But to call it the best mystery, they do week to week villain of the week, and sometimes he literally MacGyvers his way, creates some bullshit that makes him answer the like. So, well, come on now, like if you have to bullshit your way to the answer, you cannot even start to consider yourself the best mystery.
But there's also the
Conan does
underlying
not-
But I
story
feel
of
like Demon
becoming
Slayer.
a
Okay, I feel like
teenager
Demon
again.
Slayer is low key a mystery. Like I consider that mystery.
yes.
I mean, just in the sense of like, okay, he's obviously finding things out, but like, I feel like there's a lot to the whole thing because like it has a mystery element because think about it. What, am I maybe reaching? Y'all think I'm reaching?
Hold on,
I think
shows I haven't
mystery
watched
may
just
be a little
because-
too much. I just think that I would say that Demon Slayer has questions that, like for any good anime with like a good story, you're gonna have questions that are gonna need answered, and
Exactly.
Demon Slayer does indeed have that. But I don't think that will go as far as to call it a technical mystery anime. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you could technically call One Piece a mystery anime because of all the questions
That's what I was also
that you need
One
answers
Piece
for.
stand over
But
here.
I'm pretty sure most of us ain't gonna say, bro, One Piece the best mystery anime.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't say that.
So
real
I mean, that's
quick,
all I'm trying to say.
Bwunderz, I think he was trying to say something. Let him go ahead.
Oh God, about what?
Oh boy, I guess this your time to drop facts.
Something about Case. Oh well, there's the underlying story of like becoming a teenager again in Case Closed. So like, there's still that portion to it. I totally agree though. It's the episodic nature of it is like, but it's like reminiscent of the time. It started in the '90s. That's how shows in the '90s worked.
That's fair.
I mean, that's again kind of like going back to my point though, as far as like these long running animes that they were just, I mean, without using, I just can't think of a better word, but being lucky to start in the era that they actually started.
Man,
and is that
right
if they
about that
started
because-
right now, I don't think they would be that lucky. Long story short.
Because look at the generations. Look at the different generations. Like you could say, One Piece has probably touched a bunch of different generations over its time, just off of like from Toonami and all that. Like from the time it was on and stuff. Like, and there's certain shows that just like you're saying, like, yeah, I have to agree with that 100%. Like the time that they started allowed them to be essentially like Grail because you know what I'm saying, they almost were like Jordans in the sense of like they're retro. They're so retro that we'll never say bad about them because it's just like, hey, that came from a time when that show was so tight that it's just like I don't think we'll ever find anything like it. But it has kind of messed up our appreciation for current shows, though. I'll say that much for sure.
I disagree with that last part. I agree with everything you said except that last part. At least for me, that it messed up my mentality to appreciate new shows. Because no, there's plenty of new shows. Absolutely, plenty of new shows that I like. And I think have potential to rival One Piece if they don't F up.
Really? Wait, real quick. Shout one out. I'm curious.
Let's hear that from the number one.
Yeah, now you putting respect on One Piece.
You got to tell us what shows those.
Yeah, gone right.
Yeah, like real quick.
It takes a lot to impress me to that degree.
Oh, so like, just tell us one. No, I'm curious.
Food Wars.
All right, I'm
fucking fuck with Food
Whoa!
Wars.
Okay. Oh boy.
I literally just finished like season 1 of Food Wars on the train yesterday, and I watched the last thing I did before starting this podcast was watch season 2, episode 1 of Food Wars. That show is it's not just because I'm fat. It's just because I don't know.
I haven't gave it a shot yet.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that show is bad. It's just tough for me to say that it's gonna be like long running, like Case Closed and One Piece, and live up to that kind of greatness. I just can't see it personally.
Well, the way they're doing it, because they're only showing it season by season, so It's like is in that sense it's definitely different. But I respect how, like, for a new running anime, it first off it's creative.
Okay.
It's not like, well, the main character is beating everyone because he's the main character. No, or it's not like, well,
he's lost a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, when he loses, it's not like no little bitty victory. It's not no little bitty or pointless loss. It's like it's like when he wins, it's like those are the little victories. And then sometimes he wins the big ones, but sometimes he loses the big ones. But also my biggest compliment to the show, where I always rag on my hero about this. I always hate on my hero for this. And halfway Black Clover. The side characters have actual skill. The side characters actual it's like, okay, well, what are their abilities? Like, okay, I see what the main character here can do, but who is he going up against? Why does he want to be the best? Why are the people above him? Why are they above him? This Council of 10. Why are they part of the Council of 10? Then they show that. It's like, yes, this is why they're this good. In that sense, that's what One Piece does. One Piece is like, I want to be king of the pirates. And then people look at Luffy like, well, what makes you think you could be king? When there are the 7 warlords to deal with, and the 4 emperors, and the 3 admirals. And it's like, well, this is why they're that way. So I like that Food Wars actually has substance like that. And it's like, whoa. It makes me think, like, how are you going to beat these guys, Soma? I respect
the good thing about Food Wars is that it's based in real life. This is more to what Player 5 was saying about. True. This is what Player 5 was saying about slice of life, and that's why I like slice of life and fucking real life shit too. Is you can quantify in a real life term of like who is going to be a better like chef or whatever, like all that is like stuff that we've seen in real life. So,
and be honest, when they make the deal, tell me you yourself don't be thinking like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I would want to eat that, like.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, we don't even gotta touch on that stuff. I mean, the anime in general just makes food it literally make you hungry. Like it's crazy. Yeah. Like the art and like animation, obviously, especially in Food Wars, it's just like, yeah, damn. Like how can I physically manifest this right now? Like fuck. But I don't know. I mean, like your points. Like I'm definitely in support of everything you just said. It's just I don't know. I guess it's just hard in general to imagine this to continue for hundreds of episodes. I mean, it's
I
just
agree.
like just the simple fact of the scale. It's like you would have to. I mean, the reason why One Piece is able to do this so well, in my opinion, is simply because of the redonkulous expansiveness of the world building itself.
You are
And
all right about that. I would agree.
so I mean, like
and here's
with
why.
Food
Hold
Wars,
on.
it's arguable. I'll give you that, considering like we're still literally talking about a world cuisine that you can like f around with. So it's like, okay, there's potential there, I suppose, but we're still talking about like so many different like chefs and cooks and recipes and cuisines that they would have to enter and explore.
But
And
then
I
think
would
about
just
it in real life again. Again, you could like you say the world isn't as expansive. What do you mean? Like you could do hundreds and hundreds of episodes of like starting the Soma's like ascent into like the food war business, like meeting Bobby Flay and fucking doing all that type of like Iron Chef type shit, getting his own show, opening his own restaurant, opening multiple restaurants, getting a
which is the whole point of the series. Remember, the whole point of the series is to beat his father and one day open his own restaurant. So yeah.
So I mean,
I agree.
Do we think does Demon Slayer have that sense of scale though?
No.
Does Demon Slayer have
not
the
a
scale
chance.
to be one of the
no way.
lifers?
0%. I'm sorry.
I think it has to end too. Like I think it has to come to a point where it just.
I don't like Demon Slayer.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it's not fun. It's not fun. Like, so don't get me wrong. When the hype wave came through, obviously we do an anime podcast. I was beholden to try at least and watch it. And, and I was 6 episodes in falling asleep. To be honest, people love the animation. And I say, yes, it had some of the best animations, some great techniques, but it was fucking boring.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'm more so asking that because that's a lot of the hype I see. A lot of people think Demon Slayer is one of those.
But that's the issue in itself. Like, it just doesn't deserve as much hype as it gets. And for people who didn't watch it, at least at the same time, the anime is actually almost ruined because of so much hype on it.
That's what's happening. See, that's a discussion I think we need to have, is that sometimes the hype train around certain shows kind of jades you from like wanting to give like another show a chance, because it's like, okay, why did everyone give this show this hype? And it's just like, now I expect this show not to be good, or it's like a domino effect. Kind of like,
who said that?
Yeah, I don't trust any hype. I
would agree. I think that is a negative quality of anime fans sometimes, overhyping. But what were you saying, Bwunderz?
No, that's what I was saying. I don't really trust like any hype. Like you gotta find the shows and watch them for yourselves. Like that's another reason why like I like spoilers. Like you can't hype and then like not tell me like something that happens that will make me want to watch it. You have to give me like an example, and and that requires spoiling, unfortunately.
I will ask y'all, because we honestly been creating our own topics, so we don't really need to hit back any of those, especially for time's sake. But I will ask y'all one last little thing. Give me one negative like quality. I think we all agreed on like the overhyping of the anime community. But what's a negative quality of the anime community? If you get one that you had to highlight on this platform, speak your piece.
This is tough. One negative quality of the anime.
Well, I mean, just to put it out there, I'm gonna say the Goku beats all because his name is Goku. I mean, if we're gonna be real, like
that might be like, dog, that is probably the most disappointing thing. It made me like because it made me not appreciate. It made me not like. I used to be a Goku kind of fan, but it just became like I felt myself low key hating on Goku. Like it's like, bro, like, it's like the show. It's like the writers basically they almost turned you against Goku, like because it's just like you get older and you're just like, man, bro. He's that unstoppable, really? Like the spirit bomb is still working to this
day. Let's see.
No one's even giving it up for Goku anymore. So, like, whose energy is he getting?
Right? He's just like, I can make a spirit bomb off my own energy.
Draining the whole earth of all his energy. He's like,
I know I ain't giving him shit.
Literally the anti of the green movement right now. Just draining the earth of all his resources.
I would say my issue the anime community, it's a little complex because it like bleeds into my life as like a stand-up. Is like, you know, I think the anime community is responsible for a lot of like what I would call like social justice like panic. You know, like not to say that social justice like isn't a good thing. Of course it is, but like the panic around it and how, you know, like making it hard for like people like myself to, you know, breach topics or what have you. A lot of that stemmed from the anime community, and I only know that because I grew up in it. Like I've been going to conventions for you know 3 times as long as I've been doing stand up. So I watched how like a lot of that stuff was coming from like my ilk, you know, and I'm like, oh, that's not, you know.
Yeah, it's this whole idea of like censorship of art. And it's kind of like there needs to be a reasonable divide between art and like politics or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Like my whole thing is like you know, I don't care what anyone says. I'm gonna listen to Michael Jackson till I die. You know, like it's just one of those things. So same, but I saw that come from the anime community over the last say 6-7 years, and I only saw that from going to conventions a lot and just seeing that that's like, you know, we were kind of responsible for that, and so a lot of it was good, a lot of it was well intentioned, but you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. You think the anime community like makes it hard for people, like, because I feel like there's people who want to like, you know, get involved and get informed. Like I actually see like chicks I wouldn't even expect like starting to like get interested in anime now. So it's like, but do you think like sometimes like the community is too hard on people for making them feel like they wouldn't understand like certain things or they wouldn't be able to have these certain conversations? Like because sometimes people are, I think, intimidated by like seasoned anime fans because it's just like, you know, a lot and you're just saying these words and talking about different things, and it's just like, you know, you're saying like, oh, dubbed, and like, you know, sometimes people don't know how to watch. It's like with the subtitles. So I'm just wondering, like, is it overall just like something that can be done to make more people interested in it and not have this like certain view that you have to be this certain type of like person to be interested in anime? It's just an art form, like anything.
Well, I think that has
that's
changed.
Crazy that. I was about to say that's crazy that you type like, because you know I was thinking about like my answer to the whole overall question,
right?
As to, you know, what I think the biggest problem. I think that's it for me. What you just said, for me, that's it. The fans like it's not the, you know, the new. I actually want more, you know, new anime fans. I think it's the quote unquote diehard anime fans, the anime fans that belittle others or try to jump to conclusions about an anime because they think that they're seasoned. Yeah. But they and then if another anime fan comes along, they don't even understand what the anime is really about. Sometimes it even gets clouded.
I agree with you like 130%. I think there's this elitism, right? This elite, and I would consider myself an OG. Like I'm talking 8 years old in the dungeon, lights out, watching anime type fan. But at the same time, I see in my own community this divide they create: elitists versus people that are like, yes, finally more people like anime. See, I like talking about anime, so I love when a new anime person comes in. But I have friends that'll be like, oh, whoa, you don't watch subbed on like fucking YouTube in parts. Is like, no, I watch dubbed because that's my native language.
Exactly.
Like, someone made a really great point about it. I forget who it was, but they're like people who are like subbed elitists. It's like, you don't speak Japanese. Like, how can you even it's good acting? You can't.
See, I had to check myself. No, I had to check myself on that one time because I was like, I mean, like I watch sub like anime, but it's just I was like, how do you try to feel like sounding like you're so cool because you watch sub anime? Like, okay, like, I was like, so I found my, no, it is cool, but I was just like you just said, I haven't learned Japanese yet, so that would be a flex if I actually knew Japanese, I guess. But like, yeah, I found myself like doing things like that too. Like, you know, you like, oh, I watch dub. Oh, I watch sub, and that becomes a divide.
It separates people.
And it separates people, right? We just don't need those type of conversations anymore, bro. We need more.
I think you can have those types of conversations, but I think you need I think you need a group of people like us that's like we've dunked on each other this whole podcast, but that doesn't mean like we all kind of agree like anime is awesome, blah, blah, even if we have different tastes or whatever, like the elitism of like you're lesser than because of your taste. Like, no, you should be able to dunk on people, but then also be like, well, yeah, of course you like what you like. Like I said, I think the scourge of the JoJo fans should be eradicated from anime.
Listen,
However,
I understand why you feel that way.
However,
I fully understand. I myself
God.
thought the same way before. Like literally, I ran to so many people. I actually started watching JoJo a couple of years ago, but it was the wrong JoJo. It was part 3. But I didn't know that. I'm just like,
but like even when I say dumb shit like that, you know, one, I don't mean it, and two, it's like, fucking, you should be able to like say like, oh, well, this is trash, but like we still like we're in the same community. We're all at these conventions, whenever whenever this fake virus dies.
Here's what I'm going to say, because honestly, it's also like the biggest reason I have with the way that anime fans just don't really understand what they watch, and it's like they want other people. The reason they rag on other people is like they want them to like the same anime they like for the same reason that they like it. That I don't agree. Like me, I guarantee I can get y'all to watch JoJo. I know I can.
I doubt it. Look,
I'm loving the confidence.
I cannot tell y'all what y'all will like about it.
The craziest thing is you will never get me to watch JoJo. That's like, I would be willing to bet my entire yearly salary that I will never watch JoJo's. If I watch JoJo's again, nigga, I'm out in the streets, bro. Like, I will bet that.
Out of everybody, Player 5, you will be the hardest one to get to watch JoJo, because you've already seen part 1 and 2, and you've already skipped to part 5, and I'm just like,
see, this is also the cool thing about anime that I think is awesome, right? Because it's like on one end, Player 5 despises JoJo, like he wouldn't even give it a shot, but here you are. You think it's like Grail. You think it's Grail status, and I think that's I think conversations like this are great because it's like you're gonna run into that so much. There's certain people that hate certain animes, and you're just like, damn, I can't even believe you hate the anime. I love the anime.
But then we all in the same.
I can believe I totally believe.
I think a lot of old heads don't know how to dish it out properly, and I think a lot of new heads don't know how to take it. So that's kind of where the issue is. Is like there's an outcry from both sides. It's like, well, we're just saying that they're. Well, it's like one, you're not saying it like as a joke. You're not like you're being like actual douchebags. But then also on the other end, it's like, hey, they can disagree, and they're not being, they're not friggin' being a terrible person, or like they're not hurting your feelings just because you both like they disagree. Like, so yeah, it's outrage on both sides.
Yeah. We just need more love in the community.
So
more discussions like this, man.
Anybody else had any other ones to add?
I'm just upset that I read the questions wrong. I thought you were gonna ask like, who do I think was like the most evil character from FMA? I was like, well, clearly Hughes' daughter, right? Like, fucking.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about?
There might have been a disconnect between the final draft and whatever Gramps has sent out. Hey, blame it all on Gramps. That's my
damn Player 5, really?
Yeah, I'm the throw under the bus king, man. Anytime I can throw somebody under the bus.
Yeah, when it was like who would be the easiest one to like betray UA? I was like, Invisible Girl. That's easy.
Yeah, hey, that was one of our possible discussion topics. But in true podcast format, we get to talking about stuff, and then boom, that's what we're talking about now.
Tangents turn into full episodes.
Tangents turn into full episodes.
Here's something I wanted to ask you guys. And I forget exactly what he was saying, but you brought up a point about like the nostalgia, or like the way like an anime looks, and then we expect it to look a certain way, right? Blah blah this. So like for me, it was weird. There was like a period of time somewhere in like the 2010s where like or late 2000s, early 2010s, like Angel Beats, great show.
Oh my god!
Angel Beats is a great show. God. However, I don't like what Angel Beats did to the art style of anime for years. Like like every show after Angel Beats for years was like bright colors that were all dimly lit, like all shadow, like all pinks and blues and purples,
and kind of
all
blurring
darkly
together.
lit and shadow. And it like made anime, like Psycho Pass is a great anime. It does not look good though. Like, and it's because of that influence from Angel Beats. I think.
I don't
What do
agree
you guys
with
think
that.
about that?
Psycho Pass was made by the art. Well, no, well, the story was made by someone else, but the one who did the animation and the art are those people who did Katekyo Hitman Reborn. So that was different.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I get what you're saying with like the art and then how that can fuck things up. I just feel like it's just human nature though, because you see it in so many art forms, right? Like one band does something weird, but now grunge is a thing, right? Like
it's
one
trend.
guy starts mumble rapping and then now it's a thing. It's just one of those things where it's like, you know what? Somebody threw some shit on the wall, it stuck, and other people kind of rode with it, took their own takes. And I hate it because sometimes it'll be something I hate, and then you got to live with for like the next 5 years. That's just what the media is going to look like. It's just one of those things where I'm like, the combination of capitalism and creativity, they don't mix well. So this is just what you're going to get. There's always that scum at the bottom of the mixing pit that is capitalism. We got to make money, and what should we create? That it'll just blend horribly every time. So
right. That's why I really like. That's why I really like Dr. Stone, because it feels like Dr. Stone to me feels like what like an anime like Yu Yu Hakusho would look like if the art style of anime was never, let's say, fucked with, but was just kind of, you know, updated with technology. Like it's basically the same style, same color scheme, same all that, but it just looks cleaner because it's newer. But that's the way I like anime to look, you know, whether it be older or newer.
I got different likes for different things. If I'm watching an action, I like the new way that they do with like My Hero and Black Clover, where they like over exaggerate movements, and instead of getting some long drawn out weird look, they animate it in 60 frames. Like watch Black Clover and My Hero fights in 60 frames per second. Like if you got a TV that can do it, or you can switch your mode, that shit look clean.
Are you talking about when it like? Are you talking about when it like they lose color and it almost looks like a manga?
No, see, I hate that.
Right? No, I dig it. I dig it. I like that.
No. Let me rephrase. I love when they do it like in anime in general. But see, back in the day, anime had to earn that. All right. So it's like My Hero and Black Clover,
like what manga status? Yeah, like Fooly Cooly.
Oh gosh, I mean, I like Fooly Cooly, but I did not like the animation. I just couldn't.
They gotta build up to get that good.
So, if y'all don't mind, I was thinking about moving on to one of our last little subjects. Like I said, with our discussion, we good group. We mesh well. We just been riffing, so let it riff, right? But we almost out of time, so I was wondering if y'all felt like playing this little anime-related game that we had come up with. I don't know if you had a chance to read it, but it'll tell us a little bit about you, and it'll also give the person after you to make a little fun with you. Okay, and it's a My Hero thing. It's like, so if you appeared in the My Hero world today as a random character, what would your quirk be? Based on who you are, what would your quirk be? And which, based on your personality, which faction would you align with? Okay. But now the second little caveat to that is after you pick your quirk and what faction you would be, the next person after you gets to pick what your like dumb quirk weakness is.
Sweet. My turn. I got it.
All right. We're going to start out with LA West, and then after him will be Bwunderz. How about that? I'm going just based on how y'all names are on my thing.
All right. I've thought about this many times. My power would be the power of flame. Yes. To create my own fire at will.
So kind of like Dobby or Endeavor, or like different scale, like.
And that's the thing. See, you know, because I don't read the manga anymore, so I don't know exactly how far Endeavor's flame really gets.
Okay.
But basically, I can shoot it out of my hands, feet, and mouth. Boom.
And
I'd be part of the hero faction.
Okay, now Bwunderz, what would be his backdraw to his quirk, given that he shoots fire out of his hand, feet, and mouth?
Out of his hand, feet, and mouth, that he can never eat ice cream. His life goal is to travel to Vermont and murder Ben and Jerry.
The
never
low-key
eat ice
salt
cream.
for ice cream.
It just like evaporates like
His breath too hot, bro.
Okay. So now
that's funny.
you will make a quirk and a faction, and I will pick your weakness.
Okay, well, I have a question. Like, does it have to be like a quirk that already exists, or can it
No,
be like...
you can make it up.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so like, all right, I have like kind of like two answers. One is like the one I would like want the most, which is just like the ability to kind of create like almost like a Green Lantern type of ability, like just create kind of energy, like fucking like weapons out of my hands, basically. That's just like a character that I like used in D&D and stuff like that.
Nice.
What I would think it would be realistically, if like I was a character in the world, what would my quirk be? I think my realistic quirk would probably be like I pick my nose and I use my boogers as like explosives.
Oh, someone from One Piece.
Low key in the world though, that could be decent.
That like it makes sense in the world too. It's like an actual quirk that they probably would write into the show.
Right?
That was Mr. Five from One Piece.
Oh, interesting.
Was it? Is that from One
Yes.
Piece? I've never watched a full episode of One Piece. This is the second time I'm saying that.
That's not a spoiler.
So what's your what faction would you be?
Would I be good or evil?
You know, y'all just so for now I guess good or evil, good or villain. Or vigilante.
Or vigilante. I mean, I'd probably be good, but like a sidekick. I don't know.
Okay. I think the backdraw to that quirk will be like every time you sneeze, you just blow up in your face.
Oh no.
Yeah, I always have to keep like anti-sneezing salts.
Yeah,
on.
like allergy season is his
Oh
weakest time of the
gee,
year.
bro.
Yeah, I'm my character's on the cover of a box of Benadryl.
Hey, endorsements don't.
Yeah, hella endorses marketability. The marketable hero sneeze boob or something.
Right.
All right, so now I'll give a quirk, and then Chuku, you will then decide my weakness. I guess I would think the coolest quirk to me would be the ability to control paper. If I could control paper, that'd be super fun.
So kind of like a Magneto control?
Yeah, like Magneto control, except like,
The Conan from the Akatsuki.
Yeah, like Conan from the Akatsuki.
Okay.
Or have you ever seen the perfect anime movie called Read or Die? It's about this librarian. I think if you like read 1,000 books, you gain the ability to control like paper, like telekinesis. It got some awesome fight scenes. You would not think it being an anime about librarians, but it goes fucking hard.
Damn, okay.
Like at some point, I ain't gonna even go. I'm tripping. Let me stop. I ain't gonna go into the things. But yeah, that would be the quirk, and I would be a villain because I ain't fuck that good guy shit. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Right now, we all work, we slave, and they give us a couple dollars. I'm like, whoa! I just saved this city $1 billion, and I got $50K untaxed. Fuck that. I could have just robbed the city and got that money. Like,
Oh yeah, I retract my answer. I would be a villain too. I would be a sidekick that you just turned villain.
Damn.
Both of you are just. You guys are just my opposite completely. Like we'd have to.
I'm easily swayed morally.
So wait a minute. So if your power is paper, man, your weakness, bro. I don't know what water. What?
I can no longer take baths.
Is it water or fire, bro? That's all we got for you. Gotta burn the paper or you can just damage it.
Paper's weakness is like the school system.
Damn.
Yeah, we just
His
had to
weakness is WB Mason.
Get some new Congress people on the job and shit. Have some new politicians gonna shut you down.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, Chuku, let's go ahead and hear your quirk, and then
My
Jugguh,
quirk.
you'll give the
Damn, bro.
weakness.
Okay, so if I had to decide a quirk, I think it would be the ability to turn to gas.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
that sounds like some Static Shock type shit. I like
I was
that.
just thinking that.
Very much.
Can you turn into any type of gas? Like, can
Oh,
you
that'd be
turn into
OP.
like some
Ooh.
gas?
Oh,
You know?
my
Hell
God.
yeah.
The ability to turn into any type of vapor.
Oh, that's anytime.
like
What?
vapor,
Like any noxious
smoke,
gas,
you know,
yeah.
just
Bro,
anything.
that's
like, it's
OP.
like,
Bro,
That is really good.
Holy shit.
the
So
hot
you'd be
box
like
with you would be
you'd be
the
like the
best.
warden from
Hell yeah.
Impel Down.
Right, but I mean, this
yeah,
is
bro. It's
technically
like
better.
I'd be like
I
the
mean,
invisible man too, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like when
Oh,
I go
facts.
into gas mode, it's like it might be invisible. Like, see, I'm trying to decide how it's gonna be. Like, is it gonna be a mixture of like Aang and like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of have how he's the airbender, or is it just more of just like just a guy who can turn into like smoke and just?
I mean,
Maybe you
still,
maybe you have to
could
figure
use
your
any
quirk
vape.
out.
Are you thinking about the guy from like you remember the warden of Impel Down, right?
Magellan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like based on how Flero described it, though. I mean, that's OP. Like if you could really
It is.
turn into
Like,
like
I'm really
any
like, that's
chemical
cool.
composition of vapor, are you
You think
kidding,
I don't know
bro?
if it's OP though? That's the thing.
Oh
I
my
feel like
God!
there's something.
Like I'm trying to think of
there's
your
something out there.
weakness,
There's
like
something
right
out
now,
there,
and it's
like,
like the
that can,
only
like,
thing. Fuck, like
So the
I
weakness
just gotta
What's the guy
give
from
you-
Inuyasha? What's the guy from Inuyasha who had the I can't think of his name, but you remember the portal through his hand where he can suck anything up?
Moroku.
Moroku, yeah.
Well,
The
yeah,
wind tunnel.
Yeah, the wind tunnel.
the wind tunnel. Exactly. That I feel like the wind tunnel, something like that would be like the wind tunnel would probably be because like obviously you could just like get me into a vortex. Like I'm not shit then. Like
You mean
Hey,
like that?
if you go into a room with open windows,
Ooh.
you should get sucked out. It's like
Right.
you can turn into gas, but only in enclosed spaces.
Okay. No, that's good. I like
hey,
that.
there we go. It's always a limit. Y'all know there's always a limit.
No,
to
that was
how
I pretty much gonna say. Like, if it wasn't that, I would have to give you like a hardcore time limit or something. Like, you literally only got like 10 seconds for like every I don't know, like 10 minutes or something that you could turn into a gas or something. I mean, the adaptability and flexibility on that ability is just like monstrous. But no, that's legit.
All right, Jugguh, it's your turn.
Me.
And
Low
LA
key,
West
I
is
gotta
gonna
say,
give
like
you weakness.
when y'all mentioned it mentioned them earlier. I've just got to be like, I just f's with it. But the best way to summarize would be like Payne's push pull ability. So pretty much, I can use like a gravity force,
planetary devastation
to like push and pull. As far as like the scale goes, I mean, you know, as I get smaller, I can push and pull harder, I guess. But I mean, just like the kind of simpleness, yet at the same time, like hardcore effectiveness of what that can do, it's just been like always a huge appeal. So,
bro, Pain, the Renegon
Payne's in the
itself
gym
is just
hitting on your
OP.
girl?
The Renegon itself was just OP. Like,
oh no, yeah, I'm not giving myself the Renegon. That's just busted. I'm just talking about the one push pull ability. Like,
What faction?
oh, fuck. Probably Vigilante, for the simple reason that I don't want people to look at me and be like, bro, why you not saving me? Excuse me? I'm trying to live too. So, like, if I'm feeling good today, maybe I'll save you for some dollars. Like, I'll think about it. But most of the time, I'm just trying to survive.
That's a good way to look at it, bro. Like, I'll just like, I mean, what we can name some villains that like had good causes, right? Like, we could think of some villains that had some low key good causes. Let's think of some villains that had good causes.
Where the villains at that was just like, I'm just regular, like I'm out here to feed my
JoJo.
family.
Who?
Nah.
That's what I need. I need a villain, bro. I don't want to lose what's in my wallet because you want to, I don't know, stop all of the villainy in the world or some like crazy shit. Like, bro, if you robbing me, I want to know that a little kid ate somewhere or something. Like, hey, bro. Hey, but LA West, what's his weakness? What's his weakness? He can push pull. Like,
I thought of two, and I think I'm gonna stick with the more BS one.
Who?
You can only use this ability while holding your breath.
Hey, that's interesting.
Okay, you know what? I can take that. I'm about that. Okay, that's not bad.
Shit,
I
I
got to
smoke
train my
too
lungs
much.
real quick. That's okay.
That would be like working out. You
Yeah.
Right?
like,
It's like it's a weakness that like there's at least a feasible way to like, do what you still gotta do. So I mean, okay, I'm about that. That's all right. Okay.
Yeah, there's this tribe in like Southwest Asia or Southeast Asia that can like hold their breath for 10 minutes underwater.
10 minutes.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like they literally
Cause you
deep
remember when
dive to hunt for fish.
David Blaine did that shit before, didn't he?
I mean, he is a real sorcerer. Like he's a level 20 sorcerer. You know what I'm saying? With lucky feet. I don't know what he be doing. Like David Blaine, I can't deal with him.
That dude's a real magician, bro. I think he really knows magic, bro. Like that shit is not.
But we find ourselves here at the end of our podcast, and you guys got an extra hour out of us out of technical difficulties. But the last thing I want to do is just basically give y'all one more time to introduce yourself, say something about you, and then also plug any social media if you are a content creator. And yeah, we'll go backwards. I think we did LA West last. Let's go LA West first.
Yes. Again, I'm LaKendrick West, or my pen name LA West. And my goal in life is to be the world's greatest anime creator. Right. I'm currently working on my own manga series. I've made several, but the one that I've got copyrighted and selling right now is called RDY, Rocket Driver UB.
Okay.
Wait.
Nice.
And like I got merchandise.
Oh, okay.
It's all made. It's all hand drawn and written by me.
Oh, nice.
But I'm also selling these and the downloadable versions on. You can inbox me on Instagram, Facebook, and it's just you can just type in LaKendrick West on Instagram and Facebook. And I have my own official website where I have merch, stories, and things like this. And it's called www.rdyubi.com.
All right, good stuff.
All right, nice. We're gonna have to check that
Go
out.
check you out.
We'll probably put the links in the descriptions and things of that nature.
I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support.
No problem. That's what we do. I think next we got Bwunderz.
Yeah, it's Bwunderz on all social media platforms. BWUNDERZ. Brandon Wunderlich is my name. My goal is just to do anime, like comedy, comedy related to anime, kind of like what those guys are doing with like all those Facebook videos. I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. But like do it for people that like real stand up, like I would say like Uncle Yo is great, but if he's like the Jimmy Fallon of like anime comedy, I want to be like, not Jimmy Fallon.
All right, there we go. Appreciate it, man. Loved having you here.
All right, yeah, man. My name is Chuku. I mean, my name's but you can catch me on Instagram is Okachuku Joel. I know I'm gonna have to type that in and send that to you guys. But yeah, I'm just working on a couple projects myself. I mean, I'm not necessarily an illustrator, but I would love to collab with some people just on the level of writing. Like for me, like I've always kind of like, I never saw I never really thought it would be possible to be interested in anime, like as far as creating it, but to be able to see like a lot of my peers and just see a lot of people go forward with it, I tell you, it's very inspirational. So I just want to tell LA, man, it's dope to see you going with your own thing, because I actually, I've actually like thought about that, but I don't know if I can't necessarily draw that good yet, but I would rather like to collab with somebody who is an illustrator, and then we could just probably make something dope, because I would probably be more geared for the writing aspect of it than just an overall concept of it. But I would, as far as like drawing it, that's not my thing yet. But yeah,
cast me as a voice actor.
There we go.
Book me.
Hey, I'm not. I'm gonna consider you. Daggone right. I'm gonna think about.
That's
All right.
No, bro, for real.
Projects in the making,
That's really
bro.
cool, man.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, we appreciate all y'all coming on. It was fun. This was
A
my
lot of
first
fun.
one. So,
Yeah,
thank
same
y'all
here.
for being gentle with me. All right.
No, it's been a pleasure though, fellas. Definitely,
Hey, y'all have a good week,
appreciate
man.
y'all
Y'all
guys
enjoy
being
y'all
here,
week,
sharing
man.
your
Y'all have a blessed
opportunities.
week and everything. I hope y'all, everything start off with the good vibes, man, and everybody just keep
Hell yeah.
going, bro.
That's
Absolutely.
right. Yeah, same to y'all, man.
See everybody.
Follow all y'all. I need to follow all y'all.